Hello, welcome to the Newsburst Live special with me, Christopher McLeod, aka Diagnostic 80, brought to you by General Joe's REBORN.com. Slightly different setup. I'm doing a quickie today before I have to go and get, guess who? Paddy Lennon. I'm picking him up from the airport. So yeah, we'll be seeing Paddy. Well, I'll be seeing Paddy later. I don't know about you guys. Anyway, yeah, sorry about the kind of like speedy sort of scenario, but we are going to have to get through this rather quick because it is a decent trek to the airport, even where I am right now. Snake Eyes in the background, though, keeping it stealthy. And also, I haven't had a chance to set up any lighting, so you're getting the raw, dirty McLeod without the lights that beautify my face. I'm just kidding. Anyway. Lots to get through today. Oh my goodness. Hello, Sherlock. And yeah, hello, anyone in the chat. Obviously, put the comments in, keep questions coming in, and let's talk about all the cool stuff today, because it ain't about this section. It's about, yeah, what we're going to talk about next, which is lots of cool pre-orders, reveals, well, name-only reveals, no digital render reveals. And do you know what? I was kind of dreading that they might do like Raptor or Iron Grenadiers, because I'm working on those videos at the moment, the Let's Talk Classified videos. So the fact they didn't do any renders, I'm kind of like, sweet. But guess what? Name only reveals. And they've confirmed 2 of those rumors that popped up recently. And we can kind of talk a little bit about that in a sec as well. So let's get stuck in, because there's lots to get through. And then I've got to go get Paddy. So let's do this. Yes, so fan stream reactions right about now. Liking the Snake Eyes art, says RKW. Yeah, it's cool, isn't it? Do you like that? Other side. I keep doing that because there it is. He's right there. Anyway, yes, lots of cool stuff to talk about today, guys. 9 pre-orders. Yikes. We had this information quite like a little while ago about what was coming pre-order wise. And I'm like, are they really going to do 9 pre-orders? I couldn't quite get my head around them doing that, but they did it. Back down to 4-figure waves. Have you noticed? I'm going to be asking Emily and Lenny all these questions, by the way. There's lots of things came out of this. So I just assumed that there was going to be another figure in that wave. Not the case. It looks like 4 standard figure, like, you know, figures, then 3 retros, and then 2 60th. So maybe they're minimizing that kind of like figure wave lineup because there's so much elsewhere. Plus you've got deluxe price points, you've got vehicle and figure price points, it figure and pet. So there's loads of like things that kind of, you know, contribute, I guess, to bringing it down to 4 figures. And I'm sure they'll say the same thing, but hey, we're going to be talking to them next week, fingers crossed. That is in the process. There's a train going past. That is in the process. And also we'll be getting BMAC on hopefully next week as well from the Transformers team to talk about the collaborative line as well. So we've got lots coming this week. Anyway, let's talk about the fact that we've had an amazing load of reveals today. So I just took a random screenshot and it did not, like, poor Emily, eyes closed, Lenny, eyes closed, and Tony looking at it and like, why have you got your eyes closed? Perfect image right there. Love it. Again, I love these guys. They've got great rapport. The live streams are almost always fun with these guys. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. Funny point there, Luke says, I thought they were going to slow down the pace. Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. It was, Frank says, pretty Joe heavy. Yeah, the stream was Joe heavy, or too Joe heavy in your eyes. But yeah, there's only Techno-Viper. But they did get Nemesis Immortal and Zandar dropped in terms of name reveals as well. So there's a decent amount. But yeah, I mean, we just had, you know, like 3 Cobras in the Python Patrol target wave. We've had, I mean, it's been, you know, there's been a lot of Cobra activity. And it's just swaying a little bit Joe there, isn't it, Frank? Anyway, Slay says, I wonder why the name changed for Nemesis Enforcer. We'll get to that in a second. Can't remember the reason, but it would changed, you know, before then anyway. Anyway, let's talk stuff. Character name reveals was the first one. Now, they didn't do any digital renders, which again, like, I'm very happy they didn't, because it means that I still get to kind of like work on those 2 videos. They don't get scrapped, basically. Still got Let's Talk Classified Raptor, Let's Talk Classified Iron Grenadiers, And then I've got now, let's talk classified Starduster. Now we did, there was a T1 Toys put out like he called it a wish list, but we knew that the names that he'd chosen were legitimate ones, so that's why we reported on it. And I said that as much as I said that as much in the actual video, the live stream that I did, reporting on those particular names. It wasn't immediately, clear that that was his intention, but obviously he knew that those names were coming, and lo and behold, Starduster was one of them. Nemesis Enforcer or Nemesis Immortal was the other one, and we'll be talking about that in a second as well. But Starduster, this is really cool, really excited for this one. We'll get to the Nemesis thing in a second, guys. I'll explain that in a short second. But like I said, I've gone into detail talking about Starduster and my kind of speculative thoughts on how they would do it. And I'd love some sort of like, homage to the serial, the Action Stars serial. Even if it was just like a little cereal box would be really fun. All that kind of good stuff. But then also, like, obviously the jetpack could insinuate that you could come with like a jump deck or a platform. And I think it was Paul Pamphilone of Plastic Battles that mentioned how cool would it be if he came with a helipad, for the jump pack that could also work with the Dragonfly. And I was thinking, God, that is a great idea. That's almost like too perfect. But I think that would be amazing. So obviously the other names that were in that kind of leaked classified rumors kind of situation were Heart Wrencher and Road Pig. So, like I said, pretty legitimate, wish. It's a pretty legitimate wish list, shall we say? But yeah, it's funny that those two names did pop up. Do you know what I mean? The fact that Stardust is so random. There's no a Nemesis Enforcer Immortal. That whole situation, like, it's too obvious, isn't it? And lo and behold, yes, it was. We're getting those two at least of those four, but I would imagine they're coming. So that was the first name reveal. Very excited for Starduster. Like I said, I've talked about this one quite a lot. I've actually talked about this one quite a lot as well. Nemesis Enforcer, or Nemesis Immortal, as they've said. Now, I don't remember. It must be a copyright situation, or I don't remember exactly, but Nemesis Immortal, the name was changed for the 25th, and there was a Falcon Nemesis Immortal 2-pack comic pack back in the day, like 2000 something, and that, effectively, that's where the name changed from Nemesis Enforcer from the movie to Nemesis Immortal. And I think it was because of a copyright situation. I don't remember what the copyright was or why they couldn't get it, or a trademark even. It might have just been a trademark issue, in which case, they changed the name. And so that has obviously continued to this day. The trademark still is out of their hands. And like I said, I can't remember. Someone obviously they must have let it lapse. Someone must have picked it up. Lo and behold, there you go. So that is that one. And again, they talked a little bit about these, Nemesis Immortal. It's going to be difficult saying that, but Nemesis Immortal, they said he's going to be big, and I think we can all, understand that, because he's one of the biggest characters in the brand, in terms of, like, if you look at his animation model anyway. So there's that. Is Stardust a random when they have all the parts to make him ready to go? Robert, the character I was getting at was random. You're right, though. Obviously, we've talked about that in the past, that the Starduster figure is effectively, you could kit bash him to your heart's content and he's done. We've even seen the jetpack, the jump, and the helmet, already. They go together nicely. The helmet with Dust Duke today, it was so like, calling out for, there you go, there's Starduster. So no, I agree with you on that, but I'm talking about the character is so random. Just because it's an easy kit bash doesn't necessarily mean that's something they're going to go with. And I think in this case, it's still random random Action Force, random AF. Anyway, so there you go. That was Nemesis Immortal, not Enforcer. Immortal next up. Then we got two names that are really, like, again, you expect them eventually anyway, but I'd heard nothing on the the frequencies about either of these, Zandar or Leatherneck. We'll start with Zandar. Obviously, this obviously completes the family. Oh no, it doesn't complete the family yet. It completes the siblings. It doesn't complete the family, is what I meant to say. Sorry, completes the siblings, doesn't complete the family. Obviously, we've got Zanya to come next. Zanya, I think that's how you say it. I think Pat corrected me last week. So, and I know a lot of people are excited for Zandar because I get so many comments about him. What about Zandar all the time? And I think there's a lot of it's tongue in cheek. Like, it's like forget about Dre, isn't it? And you don't forget about Zandar, but it's really the joke about his file card and how he kind of like, camouflaged into the background and no one really noticed him and all that kind of stuff. So I get it. I get that. And I do get the joke. But I know a lot of people are very interested in getting this figure, very happy that they're getting it. And like I say, completes the siblings of Zandar, Zartan, and Zarana. Yes, Alistair says the name change was a trademark issue for Immortal. Thank you. I knew it was something like that, but I wasn't sure about the reason, like the specific trademark issue they were having. Like, did someone pick it up after it was lapsed? Is probably the most likely situation there, and they just don't have it anymore. Right then, and then of course, so Zandar, very excited for this one. Again, I'm excited for all of them, but like, this ticks a lot of OCD boxes for me. Like, it's completing the siblings, another Dreadnought, another one checked off the list. And again, I'm excited to see what they do with him, what kind of weapons he gets. Does he get that kind of like, are they going to do that kind of like harpoon rifle, like a sniper harpoon rifle? And of course, the quiver you could probably utilize from elsewhere as well. But it'll be interesting if they give him some other things too. But we'll see. We'll see. Pre-orders go up at 1 p.m. Eastern, Leslie, in less than an hour, 46 minutes. I'll be finished way before then, by the way, because I've got to then go and get Paddy Lennon. So that's Zandar. Again, very excited for this one. This is a cool one. And let's talk classified. Zandar is now on the list to do, isn't he? The videos wise. Leatherneck. This is, again, it's one of those ones that they're going to get to eventually, because Leatherneck was really big in the cartoon, especially like season 2 of the Sunbow series. And, him and Wetsuit. So I imagine Wetsuit might be on deck at some point in the future if we get in Leatherneck. Just because it's like, I almost feel like Leatherneck and Wetsuit were like the replacement of Alpine and Bazooka almost, but in a slightly different dynamic. Then like Alpine and Bazooka were this kind of like comedy couple, where they were kind of, they didn't fight, they just like riffed off each other, and they kind of worked really funny in that sense. But Leatherneck and Wetsuit were just like at each other, like fighting all the time, and it was the whole like Army Navy scenario, or Marines Navy kind of situation, which I just thought was great. And it was a interesting insight and a great way of doing the character kind of, what do you call it, dynamic. The character dynamic was really cool with these two. So yeah, Leatherneck, another good one. Obviously, in a lot of Ron Rudat in this particular character as well, in the card art, specifically in the face. And I believe the head mold, the head sculpt as well, was based on Ron. And I know Ron Rudat's name was used for Dusty Tadur, Rudat backwards, but yeah, effectively Leatherneck is kind of more of the physical appearance of Ron, which is really cool as well. And of course, Leatherneck is coming in the Triple T as well, the collab crossover, which that leaked recently. So we're getting a Sarge O-ring, a Leatherneck O-ring, and now we'll have a Sarge classified and a Leatherneck classified. Hopefully we get that Triple T to go with it as well. Yes, Rachel, absolutely. Scott says, I already have Zandar. You can't see him, but he's standing beside my Zarana. No one can see him. He just blends in. But yeah, again, really cool. Excited to see what they do with Leatherneck. I know, it's going to be in kind of Lenny's wheelhouse to do this character. I imagine it'll be quite hench, quite big, but we'll do a Let's Talk Classified Leatherneck, and I'll go into way more detail with that as well. Anyway, then we started to get our, the images and the close-up figures of the pre-orders. And of course, like I said before, it looks like we're switching to a 4-figure wave of the kind of standard single card box. And then because we've got all these other things that are being added to, like, in future releases, we've got retro carded figures, we've got 60th anniversary figures, we've got deluxe price points, we've got figure and vehicle, figure and pet, we've got multiple figure and vehicle price points, it looks like, as well. Of course we do, Trouble Bubble, Vamp, etc. So there's going to be, lots of different kind of like levels to all of this. So because of that, it looks like they're minimizing the waves. Because the other thing is, where is my Iron Grenadiers you promised, Frank? Frank, that's coming. Don't worry, that's coming the next time when we get Alpine Iron Grenadiers, something that slipped out a little while ago, I'm not saying out loud, and another figure. So we know there's another 4-figure wave there. We know there's another 4-figure wave elsewhere. We know 2 of them as Night Creeper and Torch. That was in the Decoded episode I did recently. And then there are 2 other figures. I imagine any one of, like, Jinx or Doc, or I think that's it at the moment for what we know. So maybe Jinx, Doc, Night Creeper and Torch. Is that right? Yeah. I think those are the other 4 that are kind of floating around. I'm not saying it out loud, Sean, but yeah, there you go. Even though I have actually said it out loud on the TikTok video. I'm an idiot. So yes, Big Boa looks awesome. So let's talk about this now. Alpine, I've already mentioned, Darren, is in the other. I just mentioned Alpine, Darren. Alpine, Iron Grenadier, another one, and another one, which again, I'm not mentioning. So yeah, Big Boa is part of this first new 4-figure kind of setup, it would appear, and he looks great, absolutely sensational. The gloves look really cool here. Pat was talking about he didn't want them to be kind of like thin, he wanted them to be quite chunky, and they look pretty good. They look pretty beefy for him. I'm not going to speak on his behalf, he'll obviously talk about that tomorrow, but yeah, they look pretty solid. The helmet looks great. The figure with the helmet definitely looks more my cup of tea than the figure without the helmet, but it's cool that we've got that unmasked head, if you know what I'm saying. Oh, your Hisser drive during the live stream. Merry Hismas, indeed. And to all, a snaky new year, a tanky new year, I don't know. So here's Big Boa, the figure, looks really good. And they've obviously posed him in that kind of like stance. Like I said, the gloves look pretty dope. You got the white interior as well, like for the inside of the gloves, which is nice, little touch deco wise. And of course, you've got the Cobra sigils in the exterior, and he looks great. It comes with the barbells, dumbbells. It comes with the dumbbells, and obviously the kind of wrapped hands, and of course the extra head. So really nice kind of stuff. Big Boa. I'm looking forward to him. I think he looks phenomenal, and he's, again, like the secondary looks cool. There's nothing more like new to say on this one. He'll be up at 1 p.m. EST, as so will the Techno-Viper. Now, again, shout out to Shooting the Galaxy, who did the photography. I'm just showing the Big Boa one because it is in the same background, and it looks like, it looks like people clamoring against like a fence. Is it like the zombie stuff? Is it like the Dark Energon theme here? Is that what we're talking about? Is this kind of like a bit of a Walking Dead scenario? I don't know. What do you guys think? Is it zombie-like, or is it more, are they just humans? Are they just trying to get in? Like, is it, I don't know. We'll have to figure out the narrative when the images drop at 1. Unless he may even, I know sometimes they get posted a little earlier on Facebook and stuff, don't they? But I don't know. Anyway, that's Techno-Viper first image, and again looks really cool. Little close up there, you can see the kind of readout on his wrist communicator, which is really dope as well. All the gear looks really nice. This Techno-Viper looks sensational. Mark says cage fight. Yeah, just a cage match, underground fight ring. I like it. Just random 4 characters all in a fight. Yeah, in a cage match. Mad Max Thunderdome. I like it. But why would the Techno-Viper be in there? Just seems weird, doesn't it? Anyway, 1 EST, Ryan, not PST. It's 1 Eastern is going live. And then we've got obviously got the figure itself with that little kind of holographic readout attachment, which you can see a lot clearer here, and you can see all the kind of like details on it. Nice little touch. That looks really good on the wrist communicator, and yeah, I think this is a really amazing figure. All of the different little features, like the pipe going into the weapon, going into the backpack, all the different kind of like attachments. It's sick. I'm really excited for this one. And then there's the back as well, just to show more details on the backpack, and then the packaging, and then the side of the packaging, so we get a bit more of the kind of like, and I think we've seen a lot of the packaging already. I think we saw it leaked quite recently, but it's 117, as you can see on the side there. And then on the back, this is what we haven't seen this yet, but the render of the Techno-Viper in the background, and I can't see any homage from this distance yet. I'm sure there is. There's stuff on the floor. Lenny said it was kind of a bit cyberpunky. Kind of has very good, similar feeling to the nunchuck background. So I wonder if the Techno-Viper is in the same kind of narrative space right there as nunchuck. Probably, I'm going to say. Someone said Mobat in background. Is that what it is? Oh, that's cool if it is. Again, I haven't had a chance to look at these or zoom in. So that's really dope, Darren. Thank you for that. Mobat in the background. And again, we'll see all these images at one. Well, I'll be on the road, but we'll see all these images at 1 o'clock, and we'll be able to kind of make a good, get a good idea of what they are. Wicked. Looks really awesome. And this was a nice little addition as well. Yes, Ryan, they all go live at the same time. All of the figures, all 9 of them are going live. And they're all standard, like nothing is going to be difficult to get hold of by the looks of things. And yeah, they showed this, which is like a first or second shot. I think he was saying, he didn't know which one, but effectively, like they were testing out some, trying to color match and all that kind of stuff. And they came out with this one, and they just thought it looked really cool. And they were talking about the process and everything, which was a nice little touch as well. So don't expect. Oh, the social's already up, Darren. In terms of images, have they already been posted, or are they just close-ups of what was on the video? That pink ruined my eyes, says Raw Talk. I think it's great. I love it. Anyway, that is Techno-Viper. Moving on to Quick Kick. Amazing. Shout out to Shooting the Galaxy. I will be reaching out, Shooting, aka Matt. I will be reaching out very soon. I've just set up. I've gotten through my list of the interview list I had, and it's not that you were like less of a priority. It's just that I had that list and I was going through it, and it's just taking me this long to do it. So you are up next. I'll be reaching out very soon to talk about your process on all these, and of course how the hell you pose Quick Kick like this. Amazing. That left leg looks uncomfortable in that position, but he's doing it, and he's doing it well. Kicking Big Boa in the face as well. That looks like a cage match, and that makes sense. But the Techno-Viper and Airborne being in there makes absolutely no sense if it is a cage match. Oh, some have been posted on Instagram already. Interesting. Oh, good. Yeah, I see. Oh, cool. Yeah, so there are a lot of product images have been posted on Instagram already, or leaked maybe. Looking good. Yeah, it doesn't look a Mobat, doesn't it, in the background? Or something close to that. Or could it be an arm? No, it's not an armadillo. Maybe it is a Mobat. Yeah, maybe it is. It's a tank anyway. But yeah, it looks very cool. Yeah, I'm sure I'll repost those as soon as they go up. I can see. Thank you, mate. Thank you, Darren, for posting all these. That's a nice one of him looking at his readout. Does it say anything about where? Oh, I love Quick Kicks is in the snow with Storm Shadow in the background. It's from Pyramid of Darkness, when he meets Alpine and Bazooka and saves them, and they got the tiger seals in there as well. That's really cool. Sorry you can't see this on screen right now. Yeah, Big Boa is inside a cage match, it looks like. Yeah, with Quick Kick. So that is pretty cool. There was me thinking it was like some sort of zombie scenario. It still could be. There's just a big fight going on. Oh, and Airborne has got from his episode, I forget the name of the island, but the ones with the Easter Island with the dragonfly in the background as well, from that episode as well, I imagine too. That's really cool. Anyway, love the homages they've done there. Really like the 60th packaging. Holy crap. The render on that one looks so good. And again, I'll post these after the fact, and we'll be talking about them tomorrow. So let's get through Quick Kick for now. Yeah, I love the pictures from Matt there, and the figure looks great. I love the extra deco on the pants. Really comes across a lot better than the render did. I think it's a nice touch as well, nice kind of like pattern. Love the backpack with the two swords, looks great. Madam two swords, and I love the loops on the belt for the nunchucks. Very cool indeed. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to rush through this a little bit, and I apologize. But yeah, there is Quick Kick holding a frozen fudgy as well, or well, probably not frozen now, and I think a ninja star, and of course you've got the throwing star kind of effect in the bottom as well, which is really cool. Is 60th part of the numbered figures or not? Says Jeffrey. Let me just have a look. I think they. Well, I don't know because I didn't see as I was scrolling through those images. How did I don't know how I've gone through every image. How did I miss them? Doesn't look like they are necessarily. It does. Well, they might be. No, I don't think they are. They don't seem to have a number on them, so I don't think they're going to be part of the numbered series. That's just. I haven't seen the side of the box yet, but it doesn't look like they're numbered because there's no number anywhere that I can see. But they might be on the sides. We never know. But then again, I think if you've been keeping track of the numbers, you'd already probably know that by now. Anyway, Quick Kick looks phenomenal. I'm very excited for Quick Kick. Multiple heads as well. And yeah, and I love that backpack. Really detailed. Fantastic. Darren's already confirmed it. 60th and not numbered. Thank you, Darren. And then we've got Airborne, who just looks phenomenal. Again, way cooler than the render gave him credit for. And even the leaked images from last night. Airborne looks phenomenal, and I love all the details, all the gear, the different kind of like options you got for the helmet and the goggles and everything. Really nice stuff, and I love all that stuff. I like all the gear on his vest is really nice. Yeah, these figures are looking so good, aren't they? Like they just every release. Say what you want. I mean, obviously, there are still elements like QC issues every now and again, and issues like that. But the quality of these figures, like from a design point of view, from an articulation point of view, from I don't know, like deco standpoint, just absolutely gorgeous. And this one is no exception. And I can imagine this one might be a big favorite when he actually lands. No pun intended, fully intended. And there he is again from that angle with a little bit of the tampo on the side and the shoulder. A little bit more. This is Lenny taking parts off the old helmet. So there's a little kind of section on the front that came off. Then the actual helmet, then obviously the goggles. And then there he is. There's old Airborne with his face out and everything. Very cool. Love this one. And there's a shot from the back as well to show the kind of backpack too. I'm gonna have to share all these images as well myself in a second. Recondo. Now we switch to the retro series now, and we get obviously Recondo looks phenomenal again in the deco. It's Recondo. We've already had him in Tiger Force, but somehow they've improved on the figure by the looks of things. From what I could tell, anyway, from what I could see, it looks great. And I don't know if that's just the deco coming across differently, but he does look really good. And the face looks really cool. Now I know we're talking about the face printing technology and how that's improved as well. But yeah, I mean, it's a repaint at the end of the day, but it looks really good. And I'm glad that we've got Recondo in his regular getup. And there's a shot from behind. From behind. But he is a fantastic looking figure. Speaking of fantastic looking figures, Scarlet looks great as well. Oh my goodness, what a cool figure she is. Really, really excited in this one a lot. And again, like some really cool additional elements. That little kind of thigh quiver is really neat. Not like when your thigh shakes, but like the arrows, the bolt quiver that she's got down there is really dope. Again, figure looks phenomenal. Lots of accessories. Lenny talked about the tactical ponytail change up that you can do, which is really nice as well. Just phenomenal stuff. And as you can see with the ponytail there, that can go around the backpack and also look a little bit more like an action sort of ponytail. Did not skip leg day indeed, subbed on. They are some, yes, some muscular thighs, and I'm here for it all day long. Looks phenomenal, looks great, brilliant figure, well into it. Duke as well looks really cool. Again, look much better. It looks like in what's the word? Much better in hand or in person than the renders were kind of giving them credit for. And it's always the way in my, from my experience looking at these figures in hand to the renders, there's always a massive disparity. But yeah, Duke looks great. Comes with all of his gear, all the gear you expect him to come with as well. The classic binoculars, the backpack, the Sunbow laser rifle, and then he gets he gets the helmet that clearly Stardust is probably going to get as well. Looks really awesome. And again, yeah, not really much more to add to this one. Again, like I'm just really happy that they've done this, that we've got a different Duke figure as well. So it kind of like satiates that design kind of bridge. But at the same time, like I thought that Tiger Force version of Duke absolutely superb. So it's nice that we've got like another, we've got another Duke, and the more Duke, the merrier, right, Diana? Yeah, awesome stuff. And there he is with the old Starduster on. I'm going to call it the old Starduster from now on, because that sounds hilarious. And now, packaging. Let's talk about that real quick. I will be discussing this with the team. Obviously, we've got the white border on the Retro Commander, and we don't have it on these cards. I find that quite weird. And again, like I feel like it does make such a massive difference to the aesthetic. I think it's necessary, honestly. Otherwise, we get this thing where it just kind of dissipates into the ether, and it doesn't seem to have an edge, doesn't seem to have a physical end. And I don't know why it's so important, but from a visual aesthetic point of view, I can't deal without that white border. And it's interesting that they dropped it again for this one. There's plenty of space on these cards for artwork. So if it's a little bit smaller to get everything in, I personally don't see an issue with that. But what is great about this is they've done the kind of like thicker card back that sandwiched the bubble. And it should be secure, it should be solid. We hopefully won't get the same issues that we've had in terms of the shipping problems. But if they are going to add the white border at some point down the line, it's funny that it's going to be another packaging change in what is effectively a different packaging change almost every single time. The artwork, I think it's really good, but at the same time, I don't think it's in key. It's difficult in it. I think it's really difficult personally to get that balance of the kind of Greedo, Hart, Norum era. It's just so you can't replicate it. You can try, but it's just really difficult to do so without it looking polished. There's just something about that actual, like painterly kind of vibe that just has a different visual aesthetic, a different visual response that it's really difficult to get right in the modern era. And I will say though, I think the art still looks really solid, but it's not, for me, it's not giving me, what's the word? It's not giving me the like the vintage vibe. Is that what I'm trying to say here? It's just taking me out, is what I'm going to say on that one. An odd comment in the comments there. I'm gonna have to oops, and then I accidentally did that. Amazing. Oh, brilliant. Sorry, I'm gonna have to put that one out. Even it was an accident and it went on screen. Apologies, but I just have to laugh at that. Apologies. At least I didn't say it, right? Amazing. Yeah, it's massive lols on that one. That's made me laugh. That's going to be, yeah, anyway. Then, of course, the back, which is going to be the same in it. It's going to be the multilingual file cards, yada, yada, yada. That one was for Naked HD, Jeffrey, absolutely. Anyway, that... Amazing. Not much I can do about it, is there? That's made me laugh though. That really has made me laugh. Anyway, next up, we have the 60th, and I'll have to rinse through this real quick, but my goodness, wow. So lots to talk about here. Loads of accessories. We knew what was coming, but seeing the figure again in hand is just like, oh yeah, I just amazing. The details, the different like aspects you can change on the vest, like there's multiple different like loadouts you can give them. It's just great. And so like, yeah, and the deco looks amazing on this one, like the multiple layers of camo, just phenomenal. And then of course we've got the secondary, the soft goods, which looks beautiful. We've got sorry, I'm still laughing at my faux pas before. And then, you know, you've got like, you know, the shot as well from Matt here is great, like the sand and the wind blowing in his face and everything. It's just really cool. Love it. And then of course the load, look at that, so much stuff. And they said it's going to be the deluxe price point, which we know is $34.99. How on earth? I mean, are they getting that to $34.99? But there you go. Yeah, phenomenal, excellent stuff. And a little hint there, maybe a roadblock coming again. Yeah, maybe some sort of, I don't know, another roadblock kind of figure. I don't know what it would be. Maybe, I don't know, some sort of Tiger Force roadblock maybe down the line. Anyway, looks great, phenomenal stuff. And yeah, then of course, Lenny's showing all the different like sections here that you can take off. You can obviously get these little ports all over the web gear, which you can kind of change, which again is brilliant and really kind of, you know, raises this figure up quite a lot, honestly. Great stuff. And then of course the Action Sailor, again, beautiful shots. And here the little hooks on the back to put the flippers. Yeah, I'm really into that. Close up there of the you know, all the gear kind of loaded up on them. How are they doing anything with all that stuff on them is my question. And then of course down here with the submersible kind of like as well, which is really cool. A little close up of that submersible being used, and the other little thing that he's holding as well. There's just loads of cool stuff with this figure. Pre-orders in 21 minutes. His flippers smack his butt as he runs. Absolutely, Diana. And then, of course, the loadout. Grand loadout there. Excellent stuff. Yeah, really into these figures. And again, the 60th is looking great. I can't wait for more of these. There will be more coming. We do have 2 more listings that leaked recently. But yeah, that hopefully we'll be able to find out what those are soon. But they look great. And yeah. There you go. And there's the back of, I was going to say torpedo. Effectively it is, but there's a lot more going on with this one, a lot more secondaries going on. Yeah, great stuff. So all items available for pre-order today at 1 p.m. Eastern, which is coming up in about 20 odd minutes. Fan channel retailers, including Pulse for the 4-figure wave now. Big Boa, Techno-Viper, Quick Kick, and Airborne. Fan channel retailers and Pulse for the retro cards. Again, same situation, Recondo, Scarlet, and Duke. And fan channel retailers and Pulse again for the 60th. So all of this stuff should be pretty easy to come by for everybody. Good luck, Godspeed, and that is all from me today. I was gonna sign off with the comment that I accidentally posted. But I won't. Yeah, I will see you guys on the next one. I do have to go. It's been a pleasure. I'll see you tomorrow. Pat and I will be doing the weekly, and we'll be going this in a bit more detail than I've just done. And yeah, we'll obviously discussing the week's news as well. A couple of other stories in there, but this is the main one, and we'll be getting stuck into it. I'm off to get Paddy. I'll see you guys later. Stay fresh, cheese bags, and as always, after 3, 1, 2, 3, full force. Not the comment you thought I was going to say. That's it for this installment of the Full Force News Burst. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time, and as always, full force.
Make sure you get involved with the discussion by liking, sharing and commenting on these videos, and as always you can keep up with the show after listening by following on X, formerly Twitter, @The Full Force, liking the Facebook page, facebook.com/The Full Force. We've also added a brand new Instagram, so check us out there as well, @The Full Force Podcast, and if you would like to contact the show you can message us on any of those platforms with feedback and questions. We also have a Patreon page, so if you want to show your support for the show, see your name up in lights on these videos, or enjoy exclusive bonus content, then check out patreon.com/The Full Force Podcast, or click on the link on any of the posts this podcast appears in. Full Force.